Alright, conjugate of binomial surd. So how do we know binomial surd? Binomial surd is the sum or difference of two terms, okay, of that is taken. Take for instance, we can have root 6 plus root 7, okay, like we have it on the screen coming up. So the addition of root 6 and root 7 is a binomial surd. Now, what is now the conjugate of root 6 plus root 7? The conjugate of root 6 and root 7 is root 6 minus root 7. Let me say that again. Root 6 plus root 7 is a binomial surd. The conjugate of this is root 6 minus root 7. Okay, the conjugate of this is root 6 minus root 7, or vice versa. So this is the conjugate of this, or this is a conjugate of this. Okay, so they are both conjugate of each other. So other examples of binomial conjugates includes number 1, 5 plus 2 root 3 and 5 minus 2 root 3. So just take note that what you have here is what you have here, and what you also have here is what you also have here. You have 5 and you have 5. You have 2 root 3 and you have 2 root 3. The only difference is this is positive sign and this is negative sign in between. So the difference in the two signs makes them conjugate of each other. Alright? The same thing here, just observe. You have 5 root 7, you have 5 root 7, you have 4 root 3, you have 4 root 3. The difference is the positive and the negative in between them. And that makes them conjugate of each other. The same thing applicable to this third example. Now I want to write out the conjugates of some binomial surd and their products. Now there is an application of this, getting the product of two conjugates. That is how we apply them. So we're going to be getting the conjugate of 5 root m minus 3 root p, and we'll further get the product of it and its conjugates. So the same thing here, 2 root 3 plus 5. So you get the conjugates and their products. Okay, how do we do that? So here is 5 root m minus 3 root p. So writing out the conjugate, that is going to be the same 5 root m and 3 root p. So the only difference is here we are having a negative sign, so in between them is going to be positive. Okay, and that makes one the conjugate of the other. I believe that is clear now. Okay, so now the next thing we'll do is we'll bring out the 5 root m in blue. Okay, bring out the 5 root m in blue, just like this, and you square it. Alright, you bring out the 5 root m in blue, you square it. The next thing, you pick the 3 root b in red, bring them out like this, just like we have them here, and also square them. Alright, now the next thing you do here is you bring a sign in between. So what's the sign you bring in between them here? Do ignore the positive sign. You ignore this positive sign, bring in the negative. Okay, you ignore the positive, you pick the negative. Okay, so just like I'm bringing it in here now. Okay, so with what I'm having here now, I can easily simplify this, then subtract 3 root p square, and that will give me exactly what I have here. Why? That is how we simplify product of conjugates. So now I'm having 5 root m multiplied by 5 root m as a result of this, then minus, okay, I'm also having 3 root p multiplied by 3 root p. So that gives 5 multiplied by 5, that is 25. Then root m multiplied by root m, that is m. So that gives 25m. Then next, minus 3 root b multiplied by 3 root p. That is going to be 3 multiplied by 3. That is 9. Then I have b as a result of root b multiplied by root p. And this is my final answer. There is nothing I can do more than this. So I'm having this as the result of my product of conjugates, these two conjugates. Okay, maybe you don't understand now. Let's look at the other example. Now we want to get the conjugate of this binomial and also find the product of the two conjugates. We want to get a conjugate of this and find the product of the two conjugates. So how do we get the conjugate of this? We write out 2 root 3 and 3, just like we have it here. But this time around, it's not going to be positive again. It's going to be negative in between them, just like we have it there. So with the same techniques we use up here, there's going to be 2 root 3 squared. Then next, you also bring out the 3 and you square it. Okay, just like we did it here. You bring out 2 root 3 squared, you bring out 3 and you square. Then ignore the positive and pick the negative. Alright, okay, let's finish the remaining part in this pale blue box. So I'll be having 2 root 3 squared minus 3 squared, and that is from 2 root 3 squared I'm having 4 multiplied by 3, then minus from 3 squared I'm having 9. So 4 multiplied by 3 gives 12, then minus 9, and my final answer is going to be 3. I believe that is understood. So the product of these two conjugates gives 3. Alright, example 3. Alright, now let's complicate things now. Let's make things more complicated. Now here I want to simplify this by rationalizing the denominator. So how do we do this? Now we are having a binomial to be our denominator this time around. How are we going to attack this? Okay, let's move on. Now this is another question. We're going to simplify this, but somewhere there we're still going to need to rationalize later. So this is a question in WAEC 2002 question 4 here. Okay, so this is a standard WAEC question. So how do we do this? For here we have root 3 over root 6 minus root 2. So that is going to be giving us just the same thing, root 3 over root 6 minus root 2. But this time around, we are going to be using the conjugates of this denominator this way. That's going to be root 6 plus root 2, then divided by root 6 plus root 2. Okay, let me explain that again. This is root 3 over root 6 minus root 2. Then that equal to root 3 over root 6 minus 2 multiplied by. Now, I'll be making use of the conjugate of this binomial. That is root 6 plus root 2 over the same conjugate. That's how we address it. So, that is equal to, simplifying all I have here. Okay, simplifying all I have here. So that's going to be root 3 multiplied by what I have here, then divided by the product of these two conjugates. Now this is where we apply the product of two conjugates now. We'll see how easy it is for us now to get. Okay, now repeating the same thing, root 18 plus root 6 from the numerator side, then divided by the product of our conjugates. I am having 6 minus 2. I believe you understand how I got 6 to 2. This is the product of conjugates. The square of root 6 is 6. The square of root 2 is 2. Remember that. Then you ignore the positive and use the negative. Okay, so I'm getting this from the numerator and I'm getting this from the denominator. Okay, that is what my arrows are indicating. Root 18 is translating to 3 root 2 then plus root 6 divided by 4. That is going to be our final answer. Okay, now we've been able to rationalize in such a way that we don't have a surd in the denominator. So if you rationalize and you have your final answer with surd in your denominator, you are wrong. It should be a whole number, not you having a surd in your denominator. Alright, the B. How do we go about this? Bring out 3 over root 3, then open the bracket, simplify the brackets. So let's simplify these fractions. So making it just one fraction. So we're going to look for the LCM of the denominators. So that is 6 root 3. Then we're going to simplify. So said 6 root 3 divided by root 3, that is 6. Then multiply by 2. Okay, just like I have it there. Then minus 6 root 3 divided by 6, that is root 3. Then that is going to be root 3 multiplied by root 12. Alright, still simplifying my brackets. I'm going to be having 12 minus 6. How do I get 6? Or how do I get 12? 6 multiplied by 2 is 12. Root 3 multiplied by root 12 is root 36. So from root 36, I'm getting 6. Then divided by 6 root 3. Okay. Next, still having 3 root 3 from here. Then put my bracket. Here I'm having 6 over 6 root 3. Any simplification? So yeah, now I'm having 3 multiplied by 6 over 6 multiplied by root 3 multiplied by root 3. So let's see, can I simplify? Of course. So this is 6, simplifying 6, and this is also 3 here, and this is root 3 and root 3. Root 3 multiplied by root 3 in the denominator will give 3. So 3 and 3 can easily cancel each other out. Is that understood? Root 3 multiplied by root 3 is 3. Okay, and this is 3 up here. So I can easily say 3 cancels out 3 root 3. Then what am I left with? I'm left with 1. Imagine. The answer to this big question is 1. So that is just mathematics, okay? So don't be freaked by how big the question is. Okay, just know how to maneuver your way, how to use some tactics and basic principles in getting your answers. Alright, now next, the WAEC 2020 question 8 objective. Given that root 3 plus root 5 over 5 equals x plus y. Root 15, find the value of x plus y. How do we approach this? Okay, now all we're going to do is, we're going to simplify this by rationalizing the denominator. Then later you express your answer in form of x plus y root 15. Okay, again you rationalize this, you get your answer, then you later transfer your answer in this format. So after that, there's going to be what your x represents, there's going to be what your y represents. Then after that, just simplify x plus y. So how do we go about that? Let's rationalize our denominator. When we rationalize our denominator, which is root 5, that's going to be the original question, which is this, then multiplied by root 5 divided by root 5. I believe you understand that. So that is rationalization. So after that, we'll move on by getting root 3 plus 5, then multiply by root 5. In the numerator, everything over root 5 multiplied by root 5. Okay? So now after that, from here we can get root 3 multiplied by root 5 and plus root 5 multiplied by root 5. Just like we get it there. So simplifying the brackets, everything over root 5 multiplied by root 5, that is going to give us 5, like we have it here. Now after that, let's simplify what we have here. So root 3 multiplied by root 5, that gives root 15. Then root 5 multiplied by root 5, that gives 5. Okay, then everything still over 5. Now we have gotten our rationalization. Okay, and then we have to rationalize. This is where we're going to stop. But now we need to express this answer. This answer we get, we need to express it in form of x plus y root 15. So how do we do that? Okay, let's move on. Let's do it in this box on this other side of our page. Now the answer we got, which is this, we're bringing it here, or we can write the answer as 5 plus root 15 over 5. This is the same thing as this. Remember, we've gotten our answer for rationalization here, but the next thing is we need to express this answer in form of x plus y root 15. That is why we are doing all this, so we can get the value of y and the value of x. So after that, this expression is going to be linked to x plus y root 15. So how can we express 5 plus root 15 all over 5? How can we express it in the format of x plus y root 15? Okay, so how do we do that? Now take note, this is a fraction. Now we have the need to split this whole fraction into 2 fractions or 2 terms. I said that again. The value here is a whole fraction or a whole term. Why? Because it is having just one denominator, which is just 5. Now we need to split the whole fraction or the whole term into two terms or two fractions, so that we'll be able to have our answer expressed as x plus y root 15. Okay, how do we do that? Now we want to split this now into two fractions. How do we do that? We say 5, which is just 5, plus root 15, which is this. Then we'll split this 5 under two of them. So that's going to be divided by this 5 is brought here, and the same 5 is brought here. I believe that is understood. Okay, that must be understood. So all I just did is I split this whole fraction. Why? It is having one denominator. That is why it is just one fraction. Splitting this one fraction and splitting it into two by sharing this same denominator under these two terms that we have up here in the numerator side. So that is going to be giving us what now? This is 5 over 5 plus root 15 over 5. So from there, our 5 over 5, that's going to be giving 1. 5 over 5 is going to be giving us 1. Then plus, what do we have here? This root 15 over 5. So it's standing as a coefficient of root 15. So what is the coefficient of root 15 in root 15 over 5? What is the coefficient of root 15? That is 1 over 5 in purple. 1 over 5 in purple. Then we can further say root 15. So we are saying 1 over 5 multiplied by root 15 is actually the same thing as root 15 over 5. I believe that is understood. So with this done, we can see now that we've been able to express our x and we've been able to express our y. And this is root 15. So 1 is standing for x, then plus 1 over 5 is standing for y, and we're having our root 15. Let me say that again. The value of x is 1, the value of y is 1 over 5, 1 divided by 5, and root 15, just like we are to express it. So with this done, now let's get the value of x plus y, because that is what we are asked to do. So the value of x plus y now is going to be equal to, since our x is equal to 1 and our y equals to 1 over 5. So x plus y, that's going to be 1 plus 1 over 5. So x plus y, that's going to be 1 plus 1 over 5. So what do you suggest that will be? Of course, that's going to be 1 over 1 over 5. Oh, that's going to be 1 over 1 over 5. Or you express it in mixed fraction. Okay? But this is our final answer. And I believe that is clear. Right. So far so good. We've been able to come to the end of today's class. I enjoy you to please your comments on the video, things we should have made, things we should add. If it is taking a long time, just please a comment. And do not forget, there is an exercise in the description box for you to engage with. To get the link at the description box, they are standard questions, and I promise you're going to enjoy them. Or anything I do here during the class that you don't understand, please feel free to ask your question. In fact, you can give me a phone call or a WhatsApp message on anything on sort that you still don't understand. Alright, I'm giving a shout out to every lover of this channel that have subscribed, that have shared this channel, that have told 1 or 2 people about the channel. I really appreciate what you're doing. Thanks for your subscription, thanks for your liking, and thanks for sharing. And if you're still new to this channel, please need to like every video, place a comment, interact with the page. It actually helps this channel. I'm always here to attend to any of your queries, and I will take them with love, no matter how it comes. So thank you so much. We'll see you another day. We'll see you another time. Goodbye.